that was happening, Helder then got to where the Uber or the Bolt had dropped her off. And then he then started saying, no, let's walk towards my place. We're going to my place instead. And then they started walking towards the direction of his house. At this point, Loveness was already.
You see what I'm saying, man? You see what I'm saying? And I'm curious, was this the first meetup, y'all? Is this the first meetup? Cause why Right, it's about to frustrate me, dog. The story of Loveness, Magabe, and Helder Isidro. I hope I pronounced that right. Look, guys, I have been checking out a lot of true crime lately. So I decided to check one out with you guys. If you guys want more true crime on the channel, let me know in the comment section below. We'll definitely check it out together. But let's go ahead and get right into this, guys. I'm excited for this.
True crime video, and today we are going to be doing the story of Helder Isidro and Loveness Magabe. Now, if you're new to this channel, I try and do these videos often, so please do check out the playlist. I've done a couple already, and I will be doing more in the near future. Now, before we dive into today's video, I do just have one disclaimer. This case is fairly new. It only just happened on the 26th of July, 2025, and therefore I do need to stress that these are still just allegations because they're still being tested in a court of law. Now, with that said, and without wasting any more time, let's dive into today's video. Today's video takes us to Bushbuck Ridge and subsequently will end up in Eersterast, Pretoria. Loveness Magabe was born on the 21st of March 1995 in Bushbuck Ridge, Mpumalanga. Unfortunately, her mother passed away when she was only 4 years old in 1999. Although her father was around, she was mainly raised by her extended family and was the only child from her mother's side, and her father went on to have more children. Loveness came from very humble beginnings but was loved and supported by her extended family. She went to school at General S. Chilwane High School, where she's described as being very kind and shy growing up. At the age of 17, she fell pregnant with her one and only child, a baby boy. Now, although this would change the direction
what age?
of her
What age? Hold on, my fault, y'all. What fault? My fault. What age?
Kind and shy growing up. At the age of 17, she fell pregnant
17.
with her one and only child, a baby boy. Now, although this would change the direction of her life, but she embraced the role and loved her child so dearly, and this propelled her to seek for employment and work hard to provide for her child. She worked at any and at every job that she was able to find, and when the opportunity came up for her to move to Gauteng, she took it, and she moved to Pretoria and stayed in Sunnyside, and this is where she met her group of friends. Her friends would go out and find odd jobs together, and when they were not working, they really enjoyed going out on nights out. And it was around this time when the friends say that her personality blossomed and she became more of what one would term as a free spirit and was more outgoing. It was around this time where she also taught herself how to do people's makeup and also to install wigs. And this is also one of the ways that she was using to support herself as well as her son. And she would advertise these services on her social media. She was doing all of this to make sure that she could provide for her son. Loveness was a super hardworking mother. She loved her son so much and was determined to do every and anything that she could to ensure that she is able to meet his needs. And at times, she even exceeded those needs. No birthday went by uncelebrated, whether it was with a big birthday party with a photo shoot or on years where she was financially not too strong enough to do those big birthdays. She made sure that at the very minimum, the child has a cake. And that was just the type of mother she was. Very hands-on, enjoyed being matchy-matchy with her son, just loved her son so dearly. And I think one of the reasons she really went over and
I don't mean to interrupt, but shout out to all my single moms out there, man. Shout out to my single moms, because, hey, it's not easy, y'all. It's not easy being a single mom. I grew up in a single mom household, and it's not easy, bro. I see my mom, you know what I'm saying, do the most to try to, you know what I'm saying, make me happier, to provide and things like that. So, hey, man, I've seen it. So shout out to the single moms out there, man. Y'all are definitely appreciated and very much love, y'all.
about for her son is because unfortunately she lost her mother when she was only 4 years old and never really felt that mother's love at that level, and she made sure that she would pour all the love that she had within her onto her son. A lot of her friends and family that I've spoken to have reiterated this, that one thing about Loveness, she loved her son and her son knew that he was loved. When it comes to her love life, Loveness was not really dating anyone, and at some point she got introduced to Facebook hookup groups. According to one of her friends, these groups are like
Dang, not Facebook
unofficial dating
hookup.
sites where people put out ads or posts about themselves saying that they're looking for a hookup, and the hookup could be paid or unpaid. So according to the friend, someone can go onto Facebook and post basically saying that I'm looking for a girl to hook up with. Say for example, that person is in Sunnyside and they will say, I'm in Sunnyside and I'm willing to pay 200 rands and I will book you an Uber from your place to mine. So whatever the case may be. So other times the hookup is not a paid hookup. It's just two people who want to meet up. And in such cases, then the person who is initiating the hookup would be required to pay for transportation. Now, after the two parties have agreed on whatever they have agreed on, they would then move their conversation to WhatsApp to make the arrangements to actually hook up. So it's normally referred to as WhatsApp hookups or Facebook hookups because initially they start on Facebook groups. The friend also mentioned that these hookups do at times move on to become long-term relationships, but it's not a
Really?
norm because that's not the point of the whole group or the whole interaction. So nonetheless, Loveness was in one of these Facebook groups and had used the group before, which is why she thought nothing of it when she went onto the group in July of 2025 and started interacting with a man named Helder Isidro. Helder Isidro was a man born in 1989 and as of 2025 he's currently 36 years old. He stays in Easterrust in Pretoria and works odd jobs. And he frequented these dating websites, whether on Facebook or other websites outside of Facebook that specialize in dating and hooking up. Unfortunately, what Loveness did not know is that at the time of their interaction, this man had 10 counts of forcing himself on women and was currently out on bail pending his trial. And sadly, she had no way of picking this up, of just how
Bruh,
dangerous this man
as a
was from
hold
their
on.
WhatsApp.
As a man, as a guy, bruh. Any situation that a female does not want me or she says no, like I'm already like, why continue? Why push? Why try to make the girl, bro? Once a girl doesn't like me or she doesn't seem interested, phew, you know what I'm saying? I rarely, me personally, I rarely even talk to women like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I allow them to talk to me first. I don't know. A lot of my relationships started where the female talked to me first. But as a guy, bruh, even if I was to approach a woman, once I see that she is not interested in anything, I'm out of there, bruh. I'm out of there. I don't know how guys get into a situation where they're forcing themselves onto women, bruh. It's just so weird to me. It's a weird concept because imagine myself trying to do something with a girl who is not interested in doing it. Turns me all the way off. Like, well, how can that turn you like how could you be excited about this, bruh? Like, how could you get off to this? Hey, bruh, niggas, hey.
Interaction or even from his Facebook profile because of just how well this man portrayed himself on social media. He portrayed himself in such a good light, and this is just an example of some of the posts that he was posting.
To everyone who has been lost and everyone going through the most, I come before you today and I say, pray for recovery within your life. Pray for restoration within your life. Pray to be rescued by the grace of God so that you may find yourself again. May you recover from what has been taken from you. May restoration be the greatest unfolding and most beautiful encounter you shall have. And above all, may the Lord rescue you
Hey,
from
this is crazy.
anxiety.
This is wild right here. A guy that forces himself onto women, speaking like this, making videos like this on Facebook is wild. See, y'all, there goes the show. There's a lot of, what's the saying, y'all? There's sheep hiding in wolves' clothes or something like that. What's the saying, y'all? There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that going on, y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Be careful.
From stress, from worry, from pain and every other aspect within your life.
Loveness and Helder then decided to take their conversation from Facebook into WhatsApp. And this is where they were going to now discuss the logistics around how they were going to be meeting up. This is when they came into a decision that they would meet up in a guest house in Pretoria. Just for safety reasons, this is what Loveness...
Hold on. Why a guest house, bruh? Why can't we go somewhere in public for a coffee or a tea? Or unless they just had it planned out that they, you know what I'm saying, they just gonna get straight to it. Which is like, if you're a female looking for something serious, bruh, why put yourself in a situation where you going to like where you're meeting up in a private place in a house or something like that? Why not meet up in public? You know what I'm saying? Show that man that you're not looking just for a hookup. You're looking for something long term, something serious, something potential. You know what I mean? So it's like, why not meet up at like a Starbucks? It doesn't have to be nothing crazy. You feel me? Like a Starbucks. You feel me? Like coffee shop. Nice little lunch somewhere. You feel me? Like, I don't know.
Fed. And the decision was that Helder was going to be responsible for booking the guest house, and he was also going to be responsible for booking the Uber or the Bolt that was going to be fetching her from her place to the guest house and back home. So on the 26th of July 2025, Loveness got ready for the hookup and Helder booked the Bolt. But before she even left her place, she made sure to tell one of her friends where she was going and when she was going to be coming back. And this was just a norm around them, that they would always share where they're going and when they're coming back and any other details if it became necessary. She got into the car and made her way. As soon as the Bolt got to where it was booked to go, immediately Loveness realized that no, something is wrong here. The place was not a lodge or some sort of a guest house. In fact, it was in the middle of nowhere. This is when Loveness decided to message her friend saying that, you know what, I'm feeling very uncomfortable. This guy didn't book a lodge. The car dropped me off in the middle of nowhere. She reiterated how uncomfortable and scared she was of her location, and therefore decided that, you know what, she would send her live location via WhatsApp so that her friends know exactly where she is should something bad happen. While all of that was happening, Helder then got to where the Uber or the Bolt had dropped her off, and then he then started saying, no, let's walk towards my place. We're going to my place instead. And then they started walking towards the direction of his house. At this point, Loveness was already...
You see what I'm saying, man? You see what I'm saying? And I'm curious, was this the first meetup, y'all? Is this the first meetup? Cause why right, it's about to frustrate me, dog. See, this is what happens when I watch these true crime videos. Certain situations just make me so mad, bro. Cause like, why are you privately meeting up with this nigga that you never met, that you just met him on a Facebook group? First of all, now you want to meet this nigga somewhere secluded, private, in a lodge or something, in the middle of nowhere. Come to find out, you're not even going to a lodge, you're going to his place. Like, Starbucks would have been perfectly fine, my baby. Get to know this nigga. You don't even know this nigga. You probably don't even know. You know what?
Really agitated and stressed by the whole situation, because this was not their agreement. The agreement was they would meet up in a public space. And by public space, I mean like a guest house where other people are there and it's not someone's home. But Helder was not listening to any of that. He directed her towards where he stayed and they went into a back room. And unfortunately, this is where it is believed that Helder then proceeded to force himself onto her a couple of times. And at some point while all of this is happening, Loveness had reached out to her friends once more. And at this point, I think she was scared because she then sent Helder's number as well as the location once more so that the friends know exactly who the last person she was with was and her last live location. It is unfortunately believed that Helder then forced himself onto Loveness overnight, and ultimately, once he was done, he then took the decision to take her life. He then...
Remind y'all, this is the same nigga in the beginning of the video was praying, talking about the Lord, you feel me? Hey, y'all, it's a cruel world, bruh.
proceeded to bury her just outside of his yard at this exact spot, and then he left her there. It is
People are
believed that he
sick,
then
bruh. People are
left
sick.
Esteros, Pretoria, and traveled to Limpopo where his grandmother stays. Now, Loveness's friends had not stopped trying to reach her. In fact, they tried reaching her overnight. By the time it was morning, her phone was now off, and this is when they decided they would call Helder.
After some time, I asked her if she was still okay, and she didn't respond, but then she sent me her last location and the cell phone number of the guy she was going to meet. So in the morning, I texted, she was offline. I called the guy asking to speak to Loveness, and then the guy said she left in the morning. Someone requested for her. I asked who requested. She said that there's some guy, but then he hanged up.
After he had dropped the phone on them, then the decision was that they would go to the police station and report her as missing. And that is exactly what they did. They went to Sunnyside police station and they reported their friend as missing. The police took the whole thing seriously from the get-go and almost immediately started investigating the case. And one of the reasons why the police jumped onto the case immediately was that between June and July, 6 women had been found in that area, and they had also lost their lives. The police knew that actually something sinister could be happening here, and this case could be quite serious. So they jumped onto the case almost immediately. Friends and the family also started putting out posters because Loveness was now a missing person. Had no idea if she was still alive or not, and they wanted to make sure that if it was still possible to save her, then they would do everything that is possible to make sure that they put out as much awareness as they can. Police on the side were also investigating the case. Sadly, 4 days later, the police were able to find her, but she was no more. And this was on the 30th of July, 2025. Her remains were found just outside of Helder's home. And at this point, Helder was already in Limpopo. The police put out a manhunt and they were able to hunt him down, and he was arrested in Limpopo. When he made his first appearance in court, the case...
Look at this guy. Look at this man, dog. Just sick, bruh. Sick. Sick, dog. There's people actually like that in this world, bro. It's insane, man. He was just praying, bro. He just made a video in the beginning of this video, praying to the Lord, talking about cleansing and things like that.
Went viral, and a lot of people started coming out saying that they too had been violated by this man. One lady wrote on Facebook that I'm also one of his victims. I'm scared to speak out because of how we met up. Another lady wrote that we met on Facebook the year 2022. I needed money. I saw a hookup page on Facebook, got in and...
See, that's the problem, bro. That's the problem right there, fam. A lot of these niggas is taking advantage of people like this who are like, they exhausted their options, bro. They at their last straw. They feel like, look, man, let me go to this Facebook page. Let me look for a hookup. I need cash, bro. That's sad, bro. That's sickening, fam. That's sickening, bro. That people are taking advantage of these type of people who are just looking like they just need help, bro. They just need help.
Started speaking. I got on a taxi from town to Mamelodi, and he told me he asked one of his friends for a room where we are going to do our thing. It's just behind the railway. I went with him, and when we got at the back, he told me we have reached our destination. Tears just rolled down my eyes. I knew he was going to force himself on me, and it's dark and I can't fight for anything. He took his jacket, put it on the floor, and told me to lay there. I did just that, and he went on to force himself on me. And this is just a few of what many more other women came out to share. According to Loveness's friend, the police had confirmed to her that he had at least 10 pending charges that had been reported, and he was currently out on bail.
He has...
Who would bail this nigga out, bro? I hope it ain't his mom bailing him out. Who would bail this nigga out, bro? If this was my friend and I never knew, and he called me asking for bail, doing some come on, fam, you in there to rot.
A lot of counts of rapes. He has 10 counts. And
How do you know this?
I was communicating with the detectives because I was really interested in the story. I really wanted to know.
And even after being arrested for taking Loveness's life, he proceeded to ask for bail once more. Once the case became viral and he knew
Yeah,
that the
right.
community was waiting for him, this is when he decided that he does not want bail anymore. And at some point he said, and I quote, "I want to leave this whole bail thing." And that is when bail proceedings stop. He is now still incarcerated pending the trial. His next appearance is going to be now in October. It is still very early days for this case. Like I
Man,
said,
throw
this
away
case
the
only
key.
happened
Throw away the
July
key.
of
Keep
this
that
year.
nigga locked
So I
up,
will
bruh.
definitely be updating you guys as it goes along. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Hey, this was crazy, bro. Hey, throw away the key. Keep that nigga locked up. Nah, man. Let me know what y'all thoughts are, bro. We gonna check out more of these on the channel, bro. If y'all got some that we should check out together, leave the link in the description below, man. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Till next time, y'all.